Welcome back to the range. Today I'm going to review a couple of 45 pistols. The Ruger American over here and the Taurus 1911 over here. This one, single action, this one, double action. So if you wanted a 45 ACP, which is like the top of the usable self-defense calibers really. Of course you can shoot somebody with something bigger, 465.50 or 50 rather, 50 cal. It's like, these are really the largest sensible carry pistols, I would say. And I've recently seen a video on active self-protection where a police officer used a 45 to great effect on somebody who was trying to stab someone to death. If you haven't checked out that website, active self-protection, it's bloody brilliant. Really, really good and really instructive. And you can see real world scenarios where these may be of use to you. So we're going to have a look at these today, see what's in the box, going to fire them and see how they are. And then I'll sort of give you my opinion on them. So let's crack on. So the first one we'll look at is this Taurus 1911. Okay, so this is a single action pistol. And it's quite nice. It's got little sort of ventilated little holes in the trigger there. So it's a bit of make it a bit more interesting. Okay, this one is it's got an anodized silver finish. Okay, it is a metal frame pistol. Got a good weight to it, which with 45 you really need that because it takes some of the recoil out of it. Okay, so there's the hammer. It does have a little half cock there, full cock. Okay, and there's the little safety in the back there where you've got to put your hand on that and squeeze it nice and hard to be able to fire this gun. Okay. What else can I tell you? Magazine release in the usual place. There we go. There's only get 8 in a magazine. See, with a 9mm you get like, well, 15, 16, sometimes 17. This one, 8. But the difference being is this is a 45. And the stopping power of this pistol is massive compared to a 9mm. It's got very nice grips, quite plastic, but they've got, yeah, I mean, they're quite cheap, but they've got quite a nice pattern on here, so get a nice grip. This is on the sights. Okay, so you've got a white dot on the front and a double white dot on the rear. Actually very nice, actually. Yeah, comes up real easy to get on target. So we're going to fire this and see how it is. And this we're going to compare today with the Ruger American 45. Now this is a mostly polymer pistol and it's got the internal trigger safety, as you can see, ding, 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 there. Okay, on the side, there's your mag release. Let's see how many, let's take this band off there, shall we? Okay, there we go. This one takes 7, so one less than our 1911. All right, pop that in there. There's our, if we look on this side, there's our takedown lever. We can take the gun apart if we bring it back. This is our slide release. And this is our safety, and it's an ambidextrous safety. Goes through both sides. That's our safety there. Okay, got a quite nice sort of foot on here, which is quite cool. I'm sure you can get longer magazines for these, maybe get 9 or 10 in. Okay, so this one, it's got a little Picatinny on the bottom. You can put a laser or a torch on there. And the sights, exactly the same pretty much as the Taurus. It's double white dot with a single white dot here. I wonder if that's a 45 thing maybe. Okay, that's nice. Personally, I prefer this. I find this little toe here really allows your hand to sit really nicely on there. And that's a nice gun. But I prefer this type of polymer pistol to the 1911. But what really counts is how accurate they are and how they shoot, because ultimately that's what it's all about. Okay, so let's look in the box. Okay, with the Ruger American, what we have in the box is the attention sticker. Okay, and we have the manual in the back here, pistol lock, an extra foot for your magazine there, there's that one there, and a spare magazine. That's nice, thank you Ruger for that. And an extra back strap there with a slightly different grip or not? No, same, pretty much the same. Okay, and the box is, let's have a look at the box. The box is hard plastic, okay, plastic, whatever, and Yeah, it's not bad actually. Pretty strong, pretty robust. Better than some of the crap we see from Ruger. All right. Okay, so coming over to the 1911. Now this is a slightly nicer looking box, although this foam here is quite cheap and crappy. What do we get in the box? We get an orange thing. I have no idea what that's for. Oh, actually, yes, I do. It's for the, it's a safety in the slide, that's right. And in the back here, pistol lock. I wonder how many millions of pistol locks are in America that are never used. A very basic Taurus manual. This Taurus is made in Brazil. Okay, we do have an extra magazine there. Okay, some sort of tool, which we'll figure out. I'm sure somebody can put in the comment what that's for. And an empty plastic bag. Okay, good. Oh, and an Allen key for something, probably for the front sights. Okay, good. So that is what we get, and let's close that up. Okay, so that's a nicer box than the Ruger, no question. It feels more quality. That looks like it's been injection molded in, I don't know, in anyway, I won't be rude to any particular country, but anyway, it's got a sort of cheaper feel to it, almost like one of those cheap chocolate boxes that you get and then you throw away. Well, this definitely doesn't. This has got a much nicer feel, and maybe Ruger need to sort out their packaging. I'm often criticizing Ruger for their packaging, and we sell a lot of Rugers and their pistols and rifles. I know you're going to save money, but for a few extra dollars, just spend the money, man. I mean, it's nice to get a nice box, and there's nothing like a nice box. And yeah, so there we go. If it came down to packaging, definitely the 1911 wins the day. Well, we're interested in how these things shoot, so let's crack on and have a go. Right, so we're going to use Fiocchi 45 ammo. Now, I've not used this before, and most ammo is pretty much for muchness. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, this must be, I wonder if this is very expensive super ammo that my staff have given me. 45 ACP FMJTCBM. Okay, put in the comments what that is. I have no idea. But it has a sort of interesting grey top. It looks almost polymer. And the percussion cap has got a bit of green around it for some unknown reason at this point. Maybe it's just a sealant or something. I don't know. That looks like very expensive ammo to me. And maybe it is. It's called Black Mamba. Oh, there we go. That's where the black bit comes from. Black Mamba. I'm guessing this is very expensive. So we just grabbed it off the shelf in the shop and we didn't look at the price. We will post the price of this box of ammo I'm about to waste at the bottom of the comments, as we will also, at the bottom of the screen rather, as we will do so with the pistols as well, and give you a comparison on the price. Okay, so let's get our Black Mamba out and start shooting, shall we? Right, so we're going to try the Ruger American first, 45. Now, as most of you will know who's been watching our channel, I don't really like big calibers. They're brilliant for stopping buffalo and stuff, or meth addicts. But for your average shooting, for fun in the range, they're not really great. But I'm going to give it a go. We'll whack a couple of seconds. We are shooting at 8 yards. 8 yards today. Okay. All right, so here we go. 8 yards, 45 with my Black Mamba. That, in this range, sounds like World War III started. It is unbelievable the difference in percussion between a 9mm and a 45. Wow, that is serious. But having said that, actually it fires beautifully. No, I would fire that all day long. The recoil is very manageable in this gun. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fire the 1911. First shot through this thing, and let's see my impression of this with my Black Mamba ammo. I've got a feeling my Black Mamba ammo is expensive. Right, so we're going to put my Black Mamba ammo into the gun. Make sure it's nice and crisp. Okay, we're going to crack the magazine. Let's go. Well, I must say, compared to the 9mm, it sounds like the God of Thunder has arrived, because, wow, the percussion in this range is massive compared to a 9mm, really huge. So, I'm always reluctant with the big calibers, but I must say this shoots really nice. Both of these guns actually shoot really, really nicely with this 45. So let's give this one a crack. All right, so the recoil on the 911 was way less than I anticipated. It was actually really comfortable to shoot. If you were in a situation where you were looking after yourself or your family in your house, or out in the street or somewhere, it's fine to shoot. It's really nice actually. And even in the range, although the ammo would be a lot more expensive and the percussion is huge in the range, it's actually a really comfortable gun to shoot. And I'm surprised by that, because there's a lot more oomph in that gun than there is in the 9mm for sure. Okay, so this one this is the target we're going for. Stick that in, 5 rounds again, nice and firm, rack that, let's go. Gun's clear. Right, let's go and have a look. This is the 1911. Now, that's at 8 yards and basically not shooting particularly fast, maybe a couple of seconds for all of them. So that's that out of the box. Okay, never used that gun before, never fired it before. Now, this one, look at that. That's the Ruger American. Wow, what a difference, eh? Very nice grouping. And I actually think it's much more comfortable to shoot. Probably because the grip's fatter, it's got a nicer shape for your hand, it's got that little toe which allows the hand to sit against it. I must say, the Ruger American, out of those two, definitely the nicer gun to shoot. So we're going to have a couple more shots and have a look at the trigger and how those are. Right, so those just had 5 shots, and I was concentrating more on the target than I was on the actual gun and the trigger and so on. So slow down a bit and see how that is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing smooth about the Ruger, the trigger. It's quite sort of mechanical feeling as you pull it through. There's no smoothness to it. It sort of feels slightly cheap. It's got quite a nice, let's feel that. It's got quite a heavy trigger. Okay, sort of it's rather cheap feeling when it pulls up to actually the second stage. Then you pull it into the second stage, it's quite heavy, and you can't feel when it's about to release. It's just heavy bang, heavy bang. Whereas some of the other pistols, you can start feeling it as it falls over the sear, and you feel it about to fire. This one you don't. Having said that, if we look at the grouping, so we wander over here quickly. So that's 10 rounds there. Yeah, sure, I'm firing high, but what we're looking for is the group size, and that's not bad at all. 10 rounds, new gun. Very, very nice. I like this a lot. I really, really like this, and I would actually carry this as a self-defense gun. Doesn't give you many rounds, but you don't need many to get many on target to actually have a dramatic effect on what you're shooting at. So let's give the 1911 another go and have a look at the trigger on that. Right, we're going to give another 5 rounds to the 1911. Now, my first 5 were pretty poor compared to the Ruger. We're going to try and feel how the trigger is and slow things down a bit. Let's give it a go. Massive difference in the trigger on this gun. So the Ruger, it has about 6mm first stage, and it's just junky. It feels like junk. This one is much smoother. It's only got a 2mm, maybe a 2mm first stage, but then it takes up and it's lovely. It's a much, much, much nicer trigger on this gun. It's a more expensive gun, so you'd expect that, but it really is nicer. Having said that, let's go and have a look at how we did and which gun we'd actually choose to buy. Right, so this is our 10 rounds, mostly here. We had one flyer here. I think that was probably the first shot. Brought it in here. I like the 1911, and actually, I'll take back what I said previously about the heavy calibers. I've really enjoyed shooting this round. Fiocchi ammunition, I think, is such a smooth shooting ammo. It's really, really nice. Both of these guns, I think, are lovely. I would carry the Ruger because it's a more practical gun with a holster and so on. Having said that, I really like the 911 as well, and the 911 trigger is far superior to the Ruger. Also, the 1911 rather, comes in a much nicer box. It feels much nicer. It looks much nicer. The Ruger comes in a crappy chocolate box. If we look at the two groupings here and here, there's not that much to choose between them. If we take out that, there's not that much to choose between them actually. So as a range weapon, I think both are brilliant. I really enjoy both. As probably I'd slightly side with the 1911 because of the trigger. And it's a metal frame, so it's got a bit more weight to it and so on. I think if I put a few hundred rounds to it, I could dial it in quite nicely. To have in my car, I think I'd go with the Ruger just because it's a polymer pistol and it just, you can just pop it out and away you go. So I know there'll be lots of 1911 fans out there who say I'm full of shit and that a polymer pistol's a piece of junk, but that's my personal opinion. I really hope you enjoy your shooting your 45s, and on to the next review.